Quit.
Well, Van Horn told us, remember today when he sparred yesterday, which was quite, I found that very interesting. He sparred the day before a fight, but he said he wanted to test out his right hand, and every time he got hit with a left hook and sparring off his right hand, it really cost him a lot of pain.
Barkley taking some shots. The left hand of Van Horn finding the range.
Oh! Down goes Van Horn! Van Horn is really hurt badly. If he gets hit with one more punch, his fight will be over if he gets hit with a left hook like that. He's out on
Crowd again on its feet. Iran Barkley trying to become the champion. What a story. I don't know how he's standing. There he goes again.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No 3 knockdown rule. This fight can go on as long as the referee lets it or the doctor.
A lot of time remaining in the second round.
Barkley just pasting Darren Van Horn with left hooks. But what guts on Van Horn's part, standing up and trying to slug with them. There's a long way to go in this round. 1:30 left, and Barkley is just having his way with Darren Van Horn.
Ready to go a third time. And that's it.
That is
Iran Barkley is the IBF super middleweight champ. Look at the damage done by Barkley here in the third round. That stunning left hook for the knockdown. That was the first knockdown, and we'll show you another angle. Boom. What a blow.
If you're not in good physical condition, you can't. Bottom line. And there it is. A matter of time. Never, never land. Look at the eyes. He's out. They shouldn't even count. That's all. The eyes tell the story. But here, watch the overhand right. Turning that right hand over, boom. Down goes Francisco de Jesus and out. Here's another look at it. Right over the top. De Jesus was trying to pull away from that right.
Doesn't have the legs to get away from him or to get to him. It's got to be Holyfield's call to come in. Oh, what a shot! Doak's in trouble. Doak's in big trouble.
Michael Doak staggered.
But fighting back. He's terrible shape.
And there he goes into the ropes. Holyfield looks to finish him off. Richard Steele steps in, and Doak's coming towards us. He's down.
He's out.
He's out. It's over. It's all over, says Richard Steele. Evander Holyfield has won it here in the 10th round.
And that was...
Here's the setup punch. It's coming up.
And that's the one that did the damage. It's sort of a left uppercut, a cross between an uppercut and a hook, and it was all over for Doakes. It was just window dressing after that. But even so, Doakes fought back. I mean, where in that massive chest cavity can you find a heart as big as Doakes? Even so, he was fighting back. No legs to keep him up. Nothing to absorb the punch, and he was finished. You see him?
Threw more left hands and fewer right hands in the first round than we've seen him before, Gil. I thought it was by his own fight plan, but perhaps that's also the fight plan of Stewart.
And you know, Larry, down goes
Lewis, having caught a short left hand inside.
6, 7, 8, 9.
What is this? The WBC's referee has stopped.
they're just moving around, sparring. Again, I had mentioned there's that right hand right on the button. Down goes Lewis.
Another look.
See, Lewis was fighting with that leg so far apart that he had to reach in with the right hand.
It's a Gaddy fight.
Those were the right answers. Good enough to keep Gamache in the fight for the second round. Round 1 was huge for Gotti. 36 out of 73, 26 out of 43 power shots, several damaging left hooks.
This night is because of the reach. Gotti is able to land these right hands from a distance, even that hook for reaching.
He's also looks so much bigger than he does.
Yeah, and he's got a 15-pound weight advantage. Every time he lands a shot, it's abundantly clear. Benji Estevez isn't going to bother with a count here as Gamash's eyes were closed. Right uppercut. And you see why we were worried about Joey Gamache, whose eyes were closed well before he hit the canvas. The uppercut was perfect, George.
And not only that, he's getting his whole body into it, like one of those home run hitters hit a baseball. You don't want to be hit like that from wide range. Stand way out there. Nothing blocked. Everything.
Or do they hit too hard?
Yeah, but it could happen. You know, don't forget Michael Moore has been in one of those with Bert Cooper, and also too has been in a few of them himself too. I think one of the fights, I think, when he fought with Izod and also Ibeabuchi.
So the Ibeabuchi fight was unbelievable.
Yeah, they've both been in those type fights.
On the other hand, this could become a chess match if Moore is able to box for 36 minutes, or for 30 minutes, I should say. Scheduled for 10, not for 12. David Tua gets in 2 body punches early. The ribcage of Moore, and down goes Moore.
I say Moore's leaning in. He's not moving at all. It's over with.
There's a 30-second knockout right there. And that's what makes David Tua David Tua.
It was more of a right hook, I think.
Yeah,
right
slept it a little, you're right.
And Moore didn't even see it. Fighting in too close where he's not effective, and the guy with the short arms is extremely comfortable in that position.
Well, Michael Moorer said, no matter what happens, even if I lose the fight, that's not the end of me as a contender, because lots of things can happen in the heavyweight division.
All the credit in the world, but again, he's a 45-year-old man in a young man's game. But look at that competitive spirit coming out now.
Straight right hand landing for Foreman. He's had a pretty good round here in number 10.
Again, Atlas didn't counter. Atlas, here we go again with the Atlas. Michael Moore, down
goes Moore on a right hand. An unbelievably close-in right hand shot. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It happened. It happened. That he was having a strong round. He had set up some blows, and then that right hand anesthetized Michael Moore.
It sure did. And that's the one thing I said George couldn't do. He couldn't get you out with one punch before he sure fooled me and Michael Moore.
It landed right on the point of the chin, Gil.
Right on the button where it says good night.
And still eons left in round 3. That time Moss blocked the punch, and down he goes from the right, a snapping right. The corner of Moss evidently told.
Mayweather coming very close with those hard punches, but not landing. They are not landing.
Oh, right hand by Lockwood, and Mayweather is down. The champion Mayweather is down in this opening round.
He's not getting up. He's not getting up. We've got a new champion.
And a stunner.
And you can see it was a one punch. It was a one punch affair. It was that right hand that came over the top. You can see when he goes down that he has no reflexes. He cannot get up. Rocky's waited a long time, and he's finally got it. Let's take another look at this perfect punch. Happens once in a career, maybe for the title, and here it comes. A right hand right on the button. Can't get better.
Roger Mayweather suffering his first defeat as a professional. He's now 7
from the opening bell.
That Jackson throws vicious punches to the body.
Jackson making his first title defense. Drayton has been in 4 world title bouts. 1986, he won the IBF crown from Carlos Santos, a tough 15 rounds. Defended it twice and then lost in 15 to Matthew Hilton.
There's one of those swings of Drayton that you have to be careful of, Tim. It air-conditioned the house, but if it landed, watch out. Come from any angle. best thing to do when you're fighting a busted Drayton. Keep popping that jab, double the jab. Keep your hands up at all times.
You tried a right-hand lead and paid for it, Gil, so he didn't hear your instruction. Drayton himself knows he's an unorthodox fighter. Doesn't bother him. He said that bothers the other guy. Under a minute to go, round 3. Heavy punch to the body by Jackson, the champion.
Jackson throws beautiful combinations, Tim. And sure does know how to punch to that body, which could bother a 35-year-old guy a lot.
Yeah. Under the 30-second mark we go. Tremendously grueling rounds these have been.
What punishment Drayton is taking, Tim.
Big round for Jackson here this last 30 seconds particularly.
And Drayton is still firing back.
Oh, a big left hand. Oh, a tremendous left hand.
Hook, Tim.
Drayton
Right
dropped
on
like
the
a tree. Drayton dropped like a tree. And he is not going to make it up. That's all over. He's trying desperately. Buster Drayton gamely trying to get up with a huge left hand. A straight, good, solid left hook.
Now Jackson is pointing at the canvas, say, okay, good night.
There it is. Look at the fall.
And look at Jackson's right hand, Tim, telling him where to fall.
Roberto Duran. And Hearns is backing Roberto Duran up at will. A solid right and down goes Duran. Duran is on the canvas. It looks stunned. Hit to his feet, but he's staggering.
He's hurt.
Approaching the 20-second mark remaining, and we're in round number 1.
He's bothered by that cut eye, Tim. He's very seldom ever he's cutting a fight.
Hearns lands a combination, and Duran waving at him to come at him, but meanwhile taking punishment. Down he goes again.
That's going to save him, Tim. That's by the fact that he went down, the bell is going to ring.
Got quickly to his feet at the end of the first round, and he must finish the 8 count, and there's the bell that ends round number 1. Several free shots with Roberto.
He's wobbly, Tim. His legs are still wobbly.
Trying to cover up. Another solid right hand by Thomas Hearns in a combination. The referee Padilla watching.
There he's up in the air again.
Duran just fighting on instinct, though, Gil. He's just hanging a big right hand.
That's it, Tim. Anytime you fall forward, the fight's over, Tim.
A huge right hand by Thomas Hearns. Right to the cheekbone of Roberto Duran, and it is all over. A second round knockout for the hitman, Thomas Hearns, who said he would knock out Duran in 2, and he did just that.
He sure did, Tim. We've said so many times before.
The right hand from the top. That was the shot there.
And how did the right hand come out of the fight? I know you've had some problems with it in the past. Any difficulty?
The right hand came out perfect. No problem with the hand at all.
All right. Now, what is next for you? Do you want to fight?
I don't believe Tony is hurt. Now there's a left hand, and that drops Robinson.
As soon as he got back to business, Barry, as soon as James Toney got back to business, I believe this fight is over.
It is. Well, there's a wake-up call.
He wanted to look sensational tonight. Tremendous finish. There's the right, the left. Now get ready, because he will finish it up. Beautiful left hook, no doubt about it. That's a knockout shot. See that knee crumple up, and you could hear the punches land.
One of the questions about Roy Jones Jr. has always been the critics feel that he's managed by his father, and that doesn't work as a synergism, as a twosome. And yet Big Roy, as he's called, has said that he reads where managers say they become like fathers to their fighters. He says, I don't have to become nothing. I already am his father.
Oh, my. Oh. Big right hand by Roy Jones. And that will finish it. Just forget about it. Art Serrano got hit with an overhand right that puts him out, and I mean puts him out. So shades of the Jorge Baca fight for right from Jones come. It's a lead right. No, a small jab as a rangefinder went in before it. And Art Serrano, who told me today he thought he would score the knockout. In this case, he is the one who ends up getting knocked out. And I mean much earlier than some people thought that it would happen. Boy, oh boy, he got nailed with an overhand right. And the power of Roy Jones comes to the forefront. Well, Art Serrano is not a top 10 heavyweight, or excuse me, a top 10 junior middleweight or middleweight, but he is a journeyman who went 10 rounds, for instance, with Pat Lawler recently. Took Brett Lally for
against the puncher. And unless Freddie Steinwinder is hitting Virgil Hill, somebody's making Virgil Hill's eyes swell up. I'm telling you, Roy Jones is not missing him with that right hand. He's whacking him with it. He constantly throws a right hand lead that lands on the left side of Virgil Hill's head, and it's hurting Virgil Hill. No question. Virgil Hill is popping a jab, but just like Foreman said, he doesn't throw a right hand behind it. So far, it's Jones's power over Hill's jab.
Whoa! Right to the body, down.
Unheard of. Unheard of.
Only the third time Hill's ever been down. He's holding the kidney area on the right side. And Steinwinder the fight. First time Virgil Hill's ever been knocked out. Roy Jones did it with a right hand to the body.
I've seen it all.
That's one of the few hard body shots I can recall Roy Jones ever throwing, much less ending a fight with.
Unheard of.
Normally not a body puncher.
Didn't he knock out Glenn Wolfe with a body shot as well? Long time ago back in Vegas?
Well, I said one of the few. But he never...
Larry, tell us about this, please.
Well, it was just a sudden shot underneath the jab instead of over the jab. Through the first 3 rounds, Virgil Hill had been seeing Roy throw the punch, throw the right hand over the jab. This time he elected to throw it under the jab and just caught him in a very vulnerable spot.
What does it feel like, George? What does it feel like when you get hit there?
Boy, I tell you, there's nothing like it because it actually paralyzes your body for the second. All you're thinking about is recovering from the pain. And that's what he's thinking, how do I recover?
Okay.
It's not about defending yourself.
Fighters, they've done an excellent job with the end swell of keeping the left eye of Mancini from closing completely.
Conversely, Haugen's cut between his eyes is of no significance at all.
Well, it's become a little ugly here in round 7. Not a lot of... Oh, big right hand.
There's a right.
This fight will probably be over. I don't know if Ray is going to be able to continue. No. Happened in the 7th round. I believe it's a short right hand that he gets hit with. Yes. A short counter right hand. It was right over us that he hit the ropes. And as we got such a good view of it, you see it's in the background, it just didn't stung to get back to fighting again.
Combination by Jackson, and Collins just talks to Jackson. And once again, Collins is stunned.
And let me tell you, that was great. He should have gone down, but he's there. He's still there, Collins, still weaving and bobbing.
Now he goes down, finally. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He gets up at 7.
That should be it. That's it. That is it, Julian.
We can assume the booing for Rosario is because of the rivalry with Julio Cesar Chavez. He wants Chavez again. Lost his second WBA lightweight title, Chavez, at 87, a TKO by 11. Some labeled it the fight of the year. Many feel that Rosario did not fight up to potential that night, but he certainly was on target against Loreto Garza in his last fight in June, winning the WBA junior welterweight title with a 3rd-round knockout in Sacramento. So here we go. Edwin Rosario against Akinobu Hiraka for the WBA junior welterweight championship scheduled for 12. This crowd is behind the Japanese challenger.
Hironaka's come out winging. Boy, what a fast start.
Hironaka swarming, trying to smother Rosario.
Rosario is patiently trying to get that uppercut in there. If he gets it in just right, it could be goodbye for Hironaka.
Hironaka, a former straight fighter from Japan. His best weapon is a straight right, and Rosario is in trouble.
Rosario holding on. Rosario is holding on.
Unbelievable seconds into the fight.
What a whirlwind has come out of Japan.
Behind Hironaka.
Again, Rosario showing signs of getting hurt. Hard to explain. Again, Rosario holding on. Big trouble for Rosario.
Rosario may be on his way down.
Big trouble.
Taking shots to the head with 1:30 left in the first. The referee is waving it up. It's all over.
He stopped it. Rosario loses his title.
A straight right by Chavez.
Chavez punishes the body when he gets a man in trouble. Those left hooks to the side.
And it sounds like a bull ring now.
Well, those are the horns he said he didn't have. He's feeling them on the sides and right on his face. Chavez alternating the attack. Body, head. This is finish Chavez.
Punishing blows by Chavez. This could do it. It's all over.
And this is vintage Chavez, an overwhelming assault. Knows he's got his man in trouble. And the assault of Chavez is picture perfect. This is a champion in the prime of life, in the prime of his form. You can't hardly finish better than this. The referee, Arthur Mercanti, wisely steps in a thoroughly...
Challenge lost to Julian Jackson. Impressive enough in that fight in April that he only dropped one notch in the rankings after he lost. Goes from number 10 to number 11. And you see right off the bat, Collins flicking out the jab. He is most effective when he gets that jab going. And he knows that Trice will be moving in on him from the start.
And it's that right hand jab. Ron Collins is a southpaw. He's a left-hander. Very confusing. In fact, 2 of Tyrone Trice's 5 losses have come to southpaws. John David Jackson, the champion of the world, and Julio Cesar Vasquez, who is also fighting from the left-handed stance. It is confusing when you run up against those left-handed fighters. When you're so used to fighting that right-handed stance, suddenly they switch on you.
Now Trice holding on out of view of the referee, Joe Sowerby. Collins banging away. Collins has but 7 knockouts in his 21 wins. And there's a big right by Trice sneaking in. Trice a high knockout ratio. 39 wins, 32 by KO. Trice won his first 12 fights and then was shocked by Freddie Pendleton. There's a big right again by Trice, and Collins is in trouble. Collins could be out on his feet. Sowerby pushes Trice away, gives Collins time. This fight has not been stopped, although the corner now coming in and saying, who we've seen before, very lenient, was ready to ask Collins if he wanted to continue, and it was the big right that started it.
The combination, against those left-handed fighters, you throw in combinations because the one punch won't hit them. And here they are. Bing, bing, bing. Look at all these shots. Now right here, Ron Collins is defenseless. Look at his hands. Good call by the referee. He stepped in and pulled Tyrone Trice.
Tyrone Trice. There was a mixed reaction to his announcement before the fight, and he has certainly swayed the crowd.
Middleweight title. Gerald McCullum had a heart problem. He didn't want to fight me, so I fought this young man here. But I'm making a $50,000 bet with James Toney that I will knock him out in less than 10 rounds anytime he wants it.
Well, he had the crowd for a matter of minutes. Challenging James Toney, who of course is a Detroit fighter.
Any other middleweight.
And Tony is here at ringside. Matter of fact, Tony is now coming into the ring. And he will have equal time.
Bring your ass, Tyrone. We can get busy right now.
Tony said we can do it right now, right here.
Well, we won't have any arguments about that. Tony, who is the IBF champion, he has a date, the rematch with Mike McCallum coming up.
He musters up enough energy for a charge. He tries to put away Greg Page, and if he doesn't do it, then he's out of gas again.
Page with body shots now going upstairs. And the crowd again behind Page.
And Page's legs are amazing. He is bouncing up and down in spite of those shots he's taken. He can now turn on the boxing expertise in his legs and really take all these rounds because Razor Ruddock's immobile.
Page looks like he's got a new tank. New tank of gas.
Razor Ruddock looks like it's hurting him to get his legs across the ring. He's stumbling forward. There he goes.
Here's the smash. The right. Combination. Ruddock looking to end it again. Can he do it this time? And Page is against the ropes. He is in trouble. And the bell sounds. Oh, brother. He is out on his feet. Can he even make it? Come on.
Let's listen.
Come on, he's all right.
That's it. That's it. Cortez is saying that's it. Joe Cortez is saying that's it. Great hook. Stomach shot. Great hook again. Uppercut. Another hook. And that one was hard. That one collapsed him. Some of these are missing, but most of them are right on the jaw. Now that one, he starts to slide. The referee looks like he's